And yeah, they're doing so well. It sold out Friday, but I don't think it sold out Saturday and Sunday. So you got to check, right?
Oh my goodness, it's going to be exciting. By that time too, some of the cooler temperatures will be back. So those of us who are not really too much of a fan of some of the heat that we're seeing with highs in the 80s, we'll get a little relief for a little while before things start to really crank up with the heat next week, because that looks like it's going to be a little hotter than what we're dealing with right now. Well, as we look at what we are dealing with currently in comparison to yesterday, you can see out closer to the coast, numbers are actually down. And that's because we got a decent amount of clouds that have been out that way and that have been holding strong and won't burn off until we go later on into the afternoon. So we're down by about 10 to 12 degrees out that way. And then you get closer to Puget Sound and over the Kitsap Peninsula. Numbers up from at this point yesterday. Degree or two, maybe as high as 5 degrees, showing you there's not a drastic change in our air mass. It's just going to be maybe a degree or two or maybe 5 warmer as we go later into the afternoon for some of those highs. Westport skies, here we go. The cloudy conditions that we're talking about, they are still there. So still taking a little while longer before those clouds will begin to break apart, but we'll see a little break in the clouds before we'll see some of those start to head their way farther to the east, and we'll get more of them around Bellingham. But yeah, right now it's looking gorgeous if you're heading out the door. Temperatures right now sitting in the 70s there. Everett, PAINE, not too different other than just not seeing a cloud in sight as we head on here into the early part of our Wednesday afternoon. 74 Seattle, calm winds. We'll expect those to start to get up around maybe 5 to 10 miles per hour. Expect as we head on into the evening that those numbers will start to drop back down into the 50s after topping off in the 80s, but we're pretty close to the 80s right now. Bremerton 77, 79 in Puyallup, 76 in Olympia, and holding on to the low 60s with a bit more of that cloud coverage out along the coast for Forks and Hoquiam. Here's the satellite radar picture. Not really too much happening other than what you can see off of the coast there with a few of those clouds in place. High pressure is still going to be the dominant feature and helps to keep things dry for sure, but it will have a weak system that's going to ride along that and head its way here, and that will help to increase some of the cloud coverage that we'll have over the next day or so. So looking at that as we go on to future radar, you can see for this afternoon, plenty of sunshine, some of that sun beginning to break out along the coast too. Then we head into this evening, and by about 9, 10 o'clock, we're starting to see some of those clouds reform out closer to the coast, making their way eastward, and then starting to cover up some parts here around Puget Sound late into the night and then early into tomorrow morning. What's going to happen is we'll have some patchy fog, maybe some clouds around early into the day on Thursday. It won't last that long. We'll expect to see skies clear, and this might be more of a filtered sunshine as we go into the day tomorrow, while things stay a bit more cloudy and thicker with some of the cloud coverage out towards the west. The afternoon brings in more of the sunshine. Here we are 3:30 and seeing that sun beginning to break out again. We'll warm up to around 80 degrees, maybe staying just shy in a lot of spots for those highs. And then tomorrow night and into early Friday, we see a lot more of these clouds taking over, and this is what's going to keep those temperatures cooler as we head on into the day Friday, expecting those highs more so in the mid 70s as we go into the afternoon there. Now, I did want to mention this because later next week that's when we're going to see the big jump in temperatures, and looking at the 6 to 10 day outlook, this is kind of like an idea, giving you a precursor of what we expect. Big dark red circle here across Oregon and Washington. We're expecting temperatures to not only just be above average, but well above average as we head on into that time. So it could get pretty hot. You're going to see that at the end of the 7-day forecast here as we show you the high temperature for next Tuesday. Highs today around those low to mid 80s, 83 in Bremerton, 86 in Renton. We'll hit 84 in Olympia. And then looking at that high for next week, heading into Tuesday, 92 degrees. And that will be the first day of maybe a 3-day stretch as we head into next week, where we could see highs around the upper 80s to lower 90s as things really start to get cranking up. So the next few days cooling down. Those of you who are fans of that, try to enjoy it. Lots of sun.